This is a systems test playthrough of the Saturnine Chalice from Dead Light and Other Dark Turns. A scenario for Call of Cthulhu 7th edition, featuring Jay as Eamon Macaulay, Pav as Reginald Miles, and Nick as the Keeper of the Arcane Lore. Warning: this episode contains adult themes, scary situations, and extreme accent slippage. Listener discretion is advised. Episode 1: An Unexpected House Call. It is June 1924, a hot summer's day as you make your way through the woods. The sun is high in the sky as you cross the Massachusetts countryside. You're driving in this car that's been loaned to you by one of Eamon's associates. And who's actually driving out of you two?
I think Eamon's probably driving, given that if anything happens, it's on his head.
That's fair. So with that, you took the route from Arkham to Beverly with no problems. You managed to drop off your shipment in speech marks, Eamon, and Reginald, you managed to procure that book you were looking for. And on the way back, actually, Reginald, you noticed that there was a shortcut on the map of a route you could have taken that you actually could save you a lot of time in getting home. So you follow that route, and it takes you quite off the beaten path, but it looks like it's going, well, you're making good time. You've been going a few hours now in your journey, though, before you notice that the car starts to judder and it starts to splutter, and all of a sudden it just cuts out and dies completely.
Reginald, I think we've got a bit of a problem here. Do you want to take? I don't know much about these engines. Do you want to take a look?
I mean, I grew up around my father's cars, but that the help always dealt with that. I mean, I'll give it a go. Pop the hood.
Yeah, you can make a mech repair or a spot hidden, or anything you might.
Let's try spot hidden to start with, so I can understand the problem I cannot fix. That's a big fail. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm going to attempt to fix it anyway.
The engine looks all right to you. You can't see any immediate cause for concern. And Eamon sat in the driver's seat. Everything looks okay there to you. Yeah?
Tapping the windscreen, tapping all the dials.
So you tap all the dials, and all of a sudden, as you get to the fuel gauge, it's been on full for ages, and it just goes straight to empty. You remember you filled it up a while ago, but you just clearly your conversation and your good times had distracted you to not notice that the fuel gauge hadn't actually been dropping.
I lean out the window. Reggie, I think I know what the problem is. We're out of gas.
Okay, let me try something anyway. See what we can do. Usually, if you if you blow into the gas tank, it raises the level of the fuel, and so that a bit more, because there's always a bit at the bottom that can't reach the intake. So let's give that a go. See what happens. We'll stuff it with a bit of straw or whatever. Raise that level up, and it will suck it out for a little mech repair. Go on.
Gee, Reggie, I didn't realize you were so good with engines.
I am not. The engine blows up.
Yeah. So
what did you roll? What did you roll?
What was it? Was it a fumble?
80.
Oh, 80. That's fine.
Okay.
No, you're good. You're good. So it's you try to eke any more life out of this, but with the way that you've been running it, the fuel gauge, it's completely bone dry. The map that you can see shows that you are still many miles away from Arkham, and walking would take you several hours, and you'd probably get lost along the way. It would fall to night before you had a chance to get there. But looking around you, you can see how remote you are, but you do catch a glimpse of a large house that's set back from the trees. That's probably about a good 50, 100 meters walk for you there. It's no one's going to steal the car out here. You're in the middle of nowhere, so it might be worth. It occurs to you, it might be worth seeing if you could get some help.
We could lock the doors right off the car.
Yeah,
yeah, let's do
you're
that.
used to that city life.
Eamon,
Damn
shall
it.
we go ask for
Reggie,
help?
you reckon they'll have a phone in there? It's pretty remote, though.
I reckon, being this remote, they'd have to have a phone, right? How else are they going to contact, get supplies? I mean, it looks like a pretty nice house, even though it's set back. So I'm sure they've got
From
a
what you can
phone.
see, it's 2 stories. You can see a cupola on there as well, like a little dome on the top.
Yeah.
It looks to
At
be
the
nicely
least,
furnished.
they might know someone or give us some lodgings for the night if we ask nicely, or send us on to the nearest town. We don't know. Let's just go and ask.
It's
Maybe
better
no one's
than
even home.
sitting out here in the car. And we can always come back, so we can. If there's no one home.
Yeah. I mean, I've got my books to read, so we'll be fine to wait it out till daytime and then we can walk.
And I can always chat to you, so I can.
Well, I just said I wanted to read my book.
Yeah, but then what am I going to do? Obviously, I'm going to chat to you.
Well, you're a bartender. Just drink something.
Well, we just legged all the boot. Legged the boot. I ain't got no booze left.
What about your little hit flask for special occasions?
I mean, sure, I wouldn't go anywhere without my hip flask.
Yeah. All right, let's go and ask.
Aye, sure. Shall I do the talking?
So, you talk a lot. That's all I'm saying. You're a sweet charmer. Go for it.
Grand. Well, let's head up to the house and see if we can see what we can see. So yeah, so I think we'll walk up. Yeah, we'll start backtracking.
And as you do, you notice actually that while you're in the car and you had the nice breeze going on around you, it's quite an oppressively hot day, as it's middle of June or late June. The sun's quite high in the sky and beating down on you, and you instantly can hear kind of bugs in the trees, and you can instantly feel your clothes start to stick to your skin, even on this little walk as you get up there. And I have both sent you a little map that you can look at. This is what you see as you approach the house. You walk up this thin path until it opens out into a gap in the trees. I've emailed it to you, sorry, because the chat I don't think supports.
Let me consult my electronic mail.
Now I believe it has just sent. This is excellent radio.
And are we coming in from the south? So I can see
you
in
are
front
coming
of me.
from the south, yes.
Do you want to describe it for the listeners?
Yeah, indeed. So what you approach is a circle, basically, that's been cut into the trees. The drive leads up, and then there is a circle of a drive, and there's a big manor house in front of you. It looks really... it's 2 stories. Said there's a cupola. I still don't say it, cupola. I should look that up. That is on the south side. Facing you, there's a veranda, and then above that, there is a balcony on the 2nd story as well. And the house goes probably... I think they're good 100 feet back with the scale. But as it circles around, there's nicely furnished gardens in the middle that you can see look to be well maintained. And from your vantage point, you can see that building to the left at the back and the little stone building to the right as well. You can't see the thing at the very back, as that is quite obscured at the moment. But yeah, as you walk up, as it looks like a really nice little place, a little oasis in the middle of this forest.
Yeah, grand. So the driveway encircles the whole house.
Yes, exactly.
As like a circular thing, and then this grand mansion's in the middle. The does that look like a barn or a farm building to the back left?
Yes, it looks like a barn.
The Wayland Estate, as the map is titled.
Look like a barn.
I'm assuming there's a title. We see on the placard like a plaque or something
out
as
the
we
front.
approach.
Well, yeah. We'll go with that.
Looks like these. Looks like this is the Wayland Estate.
Exactly.
Sorry, my accent is all over the place.
Don't. Well, listen. Don't meta with me, boy. So you approach.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's
And
fine.
the
What were you gonna
building
say?
at the back on the right, the little
Mhm.
dome-covered building, what
Mhm.
does that look like as we get to the front
It's
of the driveway?
stone. You can make out from it. It's
Okay.
smaller, obviously, than the barn-looking building. But you notice there is a structure there. You can't work out what it
Yeah.
exactly is.
Okay, cool.
So maybe
But not
some
like a
kind of like
greenhouse.
carvings there. No.
No. Okay, cool. That was all my questions. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. And as you approach that, cobbles at the bottom there, you notice the garden is nicely maintained. There are some not rows, colourful flower beds around, which look to be maybe a slight encroachment of weeds there, but otherwise it looks really well maintained there.
Interesting.
And I assume you
What a
approach the
lovely
veranda
house.
at the bottom.
Reggie, let me go up and knock. Is there a doorbell?
But just before you get to the veranda, actually, there is, if you look to the right, as you can see, there's a little patch on the map there that looks to be it's a 3 foot wide pit. And in it, if you look closer, you can see it looks to be like ash in there.
Okay.
Smoking pit.
It looks to be a bit
Barbecue.
bigger than a smoking pit. Yeah.
It's big barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. Huge barbecue.
3 feet
Yeah.
isn't that big.
Chickens.
That's fair. It's just
3
interesting
feet.
considering the rest of it's next to a flower bed as well. Considering the rest of the garden, just kind of jumps out at you. It's very obvious
interesting.
that it is there.
Okay.
And as you climb the first couple
I don't
of
want to be
steps,
snooping around someone's house.
no,
You know.
that's that's fair.
Does this look like the front door, or does this look like a back door?
It does look like the front door, and just basically as you approach, you can look and see the house is in good repair. So it looks well maintained. You can see all the windows are open actually, and it looks like every window you can see. Sorry, the curtains are open, and it looks like there is electric lighting. They're all illuminated from the inside that are coming out there.
This definitely looks like they've got a phone.
It looks promising.
Yeah, as you climb the first couple of steps to the veranda, there is a big window, and you're shocked to see what looks like a face looking out of this window at you, and you kind of double take. It looks like you being watched, but actually, it appears to be the bust of a man, and looks to be I'd say a powerful-looking man. He's got quite neatly coiffured hair, a beard, and he is in the top bit. You can see is a suit and tie there, and just for a second, it just kind of catches you off guard that what you thought was a person. Then is that moment of there's like an adrenaline spike moment. You're like, oh, and then it's like, oh, okay. You laugh it off, being a bit silly as you get there. And yeah, as you approach the front door,
does it look like a person that we would recognise, or like does it have a nameplate underneath it, or
it does not? If you're going to look,
Mr. Wayland,
it does not. It does not. If you make me a spot hidden though, as you're looking at it.
Yeah, I don't want to appear too obvious. I don't want it to look like I'm snooping. Do you know what I mean? That is a 55, which I think is a success. My spot hidden is 60. Did you get 9?
No, I got my spot hidden is 65, and I got 65.
Okay, cool. My spot hidden is also 65, and I got 55.
Okay, cool. So you glance, actually, if you're looking at this more closely, you notice that there is, on the tie, there's a little symbol which I have sent to you in email now as well. So that will hopefully show up in a minute too.
Okay, and this says CM. Is that right?
It looks like a C and an M, but whether that's what it means or it's a symbol.
Yeah, and the M looks a bit like one of those heart monitor, like jaggedy M's, and ends in like a little dot.
Yes.
And the C looks like almost like a rectangle missing its right hand.
That's some weird heart rate I'm seeing.
Cool. Okay, great. Well, I'll notice it, and then I'll carry on and get to the front door and look for a doorbell.
Yeah. So the front door, as you approach it, is a really nice mahogany door. It has a stained glass kind of fresco on there that just it just all looks very nice. And even before you knock, you hear actually a voice from inside, kind of going, "Please do come in. I'm somewhat preoccupied at present. I just come in. I just need a bit. Yeah."
I guess we're going in then, Eamon. Shall we?
I suppose.
Hello.
Yes, please. Sorry. Yeah, I need a bit of help actually, if you don't mind.
Okay. I open the door and move quickly to wherever I think the voice is coming from to lend a hand.
As you open the door, you notice right in front of you there is a man stood on a stepladder, and he is looks to be changing light bulbs in a chandelier just above. And he goes, thank you. Yeah, sorry. I really appreciate your help. Just the ladder's a bit unstable, you see. So if you don't mind, that'd be very helpful."
No, not a problem.
Of course,
we'll hold it on either side. I'm actually tall enough to reach the chandelier without the ladder, right?
Probably, yes.
Reggie, I didn't realize you were 8 foot tall, so you are.
I am above average height.
Yeah, the man you see as well, he's dressed in what looks to be butler's clothes, a long black jacket, grey waistcoat, and a white shirt, and he's got slightly sunken eyes, an impressive head of kind of silver grey hair, and you'd place him probably about mid-50s if you were thinking. And he's wobbling a bit as he's just in the chandelier, shaking as he's just going, just need to do this. As he's trying
do you want us to do that for you?
No, it's good. Just help me with the ladder, please. That'd be very good. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we've each got like one hand, like we're each holding the step ladder from each side.
Perfect. Thank you. Good.
You're welcome.
So he, the man you see, screws in the last light bulb and kind of goes, thank you very much, and takes a couple of steps down and just kind of shakes his jacket. While he's doing that, can you both give me spot hiddens, please?
007.
Nice. That's an extreme success.
I'm one off an extreme success. I hit 14.
That's fine. A hard is good. Also, by the way, if you fail rolls, you can always choose to push a roll if you want to. So you can spend luck in the first case, but you can also push a roll if you want to. And pushing a roll means you re-roll it, but if you fail, there are going to be some bad consequences for you. And you have to describe how thematically you're pushing the roll as well. So you have both succeeded. Okay, perfect. So you noticed as he screwed in this last light bulb, all of the lights are lit. But as you look at the chandelier, you can see some of the wires look loose or disconnected there, but all the lights are still on. So because thank you very much. And he kind of takes the ladder and closes it and if you bear with me one moment, and puts it to the side and goes, pleasure. Thank you, gentlemen. Pleasure to meet you both. I am Jeremiah Linwood. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Reginald.
Eamon.
This is my friend Eamon, yes.
Reginald and Eamon. A pleasure to meet you both. Yes, thank you for your assistance. What brings you to the Wayland House today?
Well, our vehicle actually broke down not too far from here, and this is the only building within miles, so we sort of came here looking for help.
Yes, indeed. It is quite a stretch out of here. Of course, we could see what we could do.
I think ideally, if you
what's happened with your vehicle?
I think we're out of fuel.
I ran out of gas, so we did.
Interesting. Yeah, of course. I'm
Not
sure
many
we
gas
might have
stations
some spare.
on this.
No,
pathway.
Indeed to say, yes, we're quite far out. But I think we could.
You must have a fair chunk of gas on hand, because I mean there ain't a gas station for miles.
No, there isn't. We have some locals who provide deliveries, but yeah, apart than that, I'm sure we have some gas around. And as you're having this conversation,
that'd be mighty good of you. Thank you, good sir.
Yeah, you notice a man starts to descend the staircase that's next to you. So as you enter, what I will do actually is I can send you another map. What fun of where we are. And the man descending the staircase, you recognize as the man from the bust that you saw in the window. And he comes upstairs and goes, Jeremiah, what's all this? Who guests? They're a bit early, but yeah, gentlemen, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Reginald.
Amen.
Welcome. I'm Augustus. Augustus Wayland, and this is my house. What brings you out here? We're
having some car trouble. Actually, we've run out of fuel, and yours is the only building we can see for miles, and it's starting to get dark. So we've come here to ask for some assistance.
Well, of course. Jeremiah, have you offered them some gasoline? Yes. Actually, we were just discussing that very topic. Yes, I'm sure we might have something. He goes, yeah. Well, I'm very sure there'll be something out in the garage there. I'm pretty sure we have some gas. We can get you on the road in a couple of minutes. Don't worry about it.
And as
they're talking, yeah. Well, that's no problem. As they're talking, so you are stood on the in the plan you see there. You're on the first floor. At the top of the map where those stairs are, you're there, and as you, and as you're talking, you see so the man who descends the stairs you recognize from the bust, but he's looks older, but he looks really powerfully built. He carries himself with an air. He's wearing a really nice suit, has a pocket watch on a chain, and you kind of, as he's introduced himself, this is his house. As he's talking, a woman. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Is he wearing the same tie as the busts?
He is wearing a tie, yes, but there is no marking that you can see on it.
Okay, thank you. And is he wearing a full suit or
full suit? Yeah. It's a fancy lad.
Very smart. Very smart.
So the door at the end of this corridor opens up, and you notice a lady appears. She's beautiful and graceful with long pale hair that's twisted into a slightly messy chignon, and she's wearing a black morning dress there. And she goes, "Oh, Daddy, who is it?" And he goes, "Oh, Veronica. Don't worry, it's just we just got a few visitors with some car troubles here. Jeremiah's going to take them out to see if he can." Find them some gas and get them on the road. She goes, "Oh, well, pleasure to meet you. I'm Veronica Wayland. Nice, welcome to our home.
Pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
Nice to meet you. Am I struck by her beauty at all?
You both, remark that she is very pretty. Very pretty. She goes, nice to meet you both." And Jeremiah pipes up and goes, yes, of course. Let me take you to the garage and see if we can get you with some fuel right away. So if you'll excuse me, sir and miss, and he walks off, he gestures to you, to the front door to kind of lead the way. And he says, if you just go through the front door, and then we'll turn right, and we will go to the garage.
And we understand that obviously there's nothing free in this world. So however we can repay you, let us know. We shall.
Oh, well, don't worry about it. Augustus pipes up. It's helping out your fellow man. Just is really it's one of the things. I'm sure you do the same in our position. So one good turn, pay it forward.
Mighty fine meeting you both.
Yeah, of course. So you,
milady.
Gone full incel.
No,
there.
My lady.
Veronica, just gives you both a nice, polite nod, and you notice she's probably similar age to you both as well. You would think.
Have a good day, man.
And you too. And Jeremiah goes, "Yes, please. After you, I'll show you the way," and gestures to the front door to you.
All right, well, I guess we'll walk that way.
Yeah, we'll follow him out.
Cool. So you go out the front door, and you walk down and take the circuitous route round to the drive to that big building on the left, which looks like a barn, but actually is it's a garage that's been converted. And in the garage, the first thing, he slides open these big doors and goes, "Well, yeah, this is where we keep the car, and I'm sure we've got a bit of fuel in here too. Don't worry." And as he opens the doors, you're struck by the car that actually is sat in there, and it is a Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. Which, if you don't know what that is, a picture's coming to you now. But it's a very fancy Rolls-Royce there. And he opens the doors and he kind of just goes, "If you give me a minute, I will just go and sort this for you. I'm sure we've got a gas tank around here." So he, please come in.
I think Eamon whistles, seeing the car.
It's a nice bit of
mighty fine ride there, sir.
That is a lovely car. My father had one. My father has one.
Clearly a man of good taste. Yes, it is lovely. It doesn't get much of a run out these days, as we tend to get all our stuff delivered to the house rather than doing it. But, Master Wayland still enjoys it.
Reggie, my man, you've been holding out on me. We could have been riding in style.
Well, no, it's my father's car. And as you know, am I speaking to father? No, not at this point in time.
But still, would have been fun to have done that drive in that.
Well, I think he would have noticed his car missing if I took that. Other things he may not miss because they're smaller, but
As you're talking, Jeremiah has gone into the back of the garage, and there's a workbench there that he's kind of shuffling around. He goes, yes, here it is. Drat, empty. And you see he's holding a 2.5 litre gas can, and he gives it a shake. He goes, sorry, old boys, I thought we might have had something there, but alas not. Yes, I'm afraid. Yeah, nothing there. We might be able to siphon something out of the car if you want to give that a go. But the fuel tank is under the car in this, or the fuel cap is under the car in this design. But I can't do it myself, as my back is giving me awful trouble. But if you would be willing to do it, then very happy for you to take the fuel in there. I'm sure the master wouldn't. We could just get some more delivered in the next one, if you've got to be on your way.
I mean, yeah, we'll give it a go. Otherwise, we're in no rush. I mean, if we're able to telephone for a taxi service or something, then we can go into town and collect some ourselves.
We do. Yes, we have a telephone. We could use that. So, perfectly up to you, however you want to proceed.
Well, let's. Well, if it's okay with you, then we'll try and siphon some. Otherwise, we'll call. I heard you mention that you were expecting guests. Are you having some sort of party?
Yes, we are actually. Master Wayland has organised a party for his daughter Veronica, as she's about to undertake a great endeavour. So he has parties every so often, but this one just using it as a theme.
Very fair enough. What endeavour is she partaking? Eamon, can you siphon off that fuel, please?
Yeah, Eamon's already clocked that Reggie's wearing a nice suit and doesn't want to get on his hands and knees under the vehicle, and has started preparing himself to undertake this endeavour.
Unbuttoned his
he's rolled his sleeves up. Yeah. As Reggie's
clearly
just making conversation with
with Jeremiah.
So he takes the thing and starts climbing under the car to get the fuel out.
Cool. As you, so you're all stood on one side of the car, and you kind of get under and just kind of unscrew the fuel cap and try and get in there, and the car is empty as well. There's no fuel in it.
Alas. So you were saying Veronica's going to take some undertaking?
Yes. Well, it couldn't be more proud of little Veronica. We've worked for my wife Rosemary and I have worked for the Waylands for 30, maybe. No, it must be more years now. Must be many, many years, as long as we can remember. And Veronica's like a daughter to us. Her and her father are both studiers and practitioners of the occult, I think, and so they are going to be attempting a little a ritual. So yeah, it's
Wow,
exciting for them both.
that's fascinating. I work at the university, so I have a little interest in the occult myself. That is oh
Oh, well,
wow. I
I
must
don't know too much about it myself. It all goes over my head. But the master and Veronica would definitely chat to you about it in greater detail, I'm sure.
Well, if we head back to the house and use the telephone, perhaps maybe I'll run into the master and maybe have a chat.
Yes, indeed, Master
How
Whalen would love to.
fortuitous.
Yes, yes. As they are talking, Eamon, as you're looking around, I assume you've relayed there's nothing in there, and as you start to shuffle out, you look to the other side of the car, and you see a pair of feet. They're barefoot, and they've got really long, kind of really a bit unsightly nails, and the skin's a bit of an odd colour too. Can you make me a sanity roll, please?
And a pedicure check.
Hold on. So wait, but like I've crawled under the car. I'm lying on my back and I'm looking up at this thing. I've unscrewed it. I've tried to I don't know, I've tapped it. I've tried to put a thing in, like a hose in.
Yeah.
Like a pipe to siphon it. I've coughed a bit. Relayed that there is no oil in there. Would I not just crawl back out I'm on my back? I don't think. Would I flip to my front to then look under the car?
Either way, you see
How did you imagine, or am I misimagining? Sorry, I'm not disagreeing.
But
so
it's fine.
I flip over to try and really get into this thing. So
I imagine
is there really no oil in there?
But I imagine you would then flip back to crawl back rather than sliding your whole back under across the
floor. So I flip over and I see these very ugly feet, or misshapen.
They're
really
bare
disgusting.
feet, and they're dirty, and there's a bit of horrible broken toenails, and skin colour's a bit off too. And this is on the other side of the car to where Jeremiah and Reginald are standing.
Yeah. Okay. I let out a bit of ugh!
Yeah.
And
that's odd, because usually you're into feet.
I didn't tell you what I saw. I rolled a 15, so not an extreme success, but against the sanity of 60.
That's fine. Yeah, and as you pop out the car and stand up, there's no one on the other side of the car. You don't lose any sanity.
For the sanity roll,
I'm going to go and walk. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Pav, Karen.
Sorry, is that the power one?
No, it's your actual sanity. So you basically have to roll under your sanity. Yeah.
For future reference. Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll do all the looking. And so I see their faces probably a bit quizzical looking at me, and I'm just like...
are you okay there?
One sec, and I'm going to walk around the car.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see anything?
Any signs?
Do I see any footprints?
Nope.
Just nothing. Just
you should have reached out to tickle them.
I just think I'm imagining things. Oh man.
Are you okay?
I could have sworn I saw
to lie
something.
Down?
And Eamon clutches. He's got a little necklace of St. Patrick, and he just sort of clutches. I could have sworn I saw something, but no, I must just be imagining things. So I am.
Are you okay, buddy?
I don't worry about it.
Fair.
All right.
Fair. Well,
trick
yes,
of the mind,
apologies. There might be some.
Must have got a head
gasoline.
rush from all that. Yeah, I must have got some fumes in me from opening it. But the gas tank's empty. Sorry, Jeremiah.
Yes.
I don't think there's anything left in there. I tried. Yeah.
No, that's fair. Well, you look. well, we might have some in the house, but you're also free to use the telephone as well. I'm sure that'll be acceptable.
I think I'd at least like to let the lads know that we haven't scarpered with their car, so I would, Reggie, if that's all right.
Yes, of course.
Yes,
of course.
Quite like
maybe ask if they can come and collect us, because we're not too far now from Arkham.
I just don't know how to describe what road we're on. Jeremiah, what road? Like, where are we?
We are just in the. It's interesting. We're in the woods, I guess, where Mr.
Hey, but
Wayland's house.
for your guests, when you send your invitations out, how do they know where
Wayland
to find you?
Way.
Oh, one Wayland. Grand. I'll ask the lads.
We provide. We do provide specific instructions if people need to locate us. Yes, and it's you drive. It depends on where you're going from and going to, I guess. Going from Arkham, was that? You've gone. I can't hear you. I think you've been
going to Arkham.
Well, sorry. Yeah, we're from Arkham, so we are.
Yeah, so we're just going.
So then it's probably a few hours, and then you take a right, and then you go through the woods a bit until you would see us, and that's about it. Yeah,
I'm sure you've got more detailed directions.
Yes, yeah, indeed. I guess normally we forget we don't. The people we deal with mostly know where we are, so it's interesting we don't have to provide instructions too often.
Yes. I understand that. My family is much the same, so they are.
Yeah, yes, of course. I'll, if you want, please, come. Feel free to, wander the grounds if you like for a bit, or you can join me back in the house. We can make that phone call if you like to.
Yeah, I'd quite like to.
Let's
call the lads.
Let's go back to the house.
And from this position, by the way, from the house, you can see that building to your left. It looks like it might be a well, the one that you couldn't see that was around the back of the house.
Interesting. Yeah, the one at the very back.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me consult my many maps and emails.
A well of darkness. Aye, Jeremiah, lead us to your phone. That would be great. So it would, if that's okay.
Of course, yes. So Jeremiah locks up the garage, kind of, and then just wanders on. Says, "Yeah, please come this way."
Mighty fine car, though. You must enjoy getting that one out on the road.
Yes, well, we had the pleasure of driving it quite a few times. So we need to go out, but I think the family has tended to not go out too much recently. Yes,
walks in the woods and such.
Indeed, yes. I think they like to spend a lot of time around these parts. It's
It reminds me of upstate New York, but obviously a bit warmer down here. So it is.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, as you can tell, it's quite a hot one we've got today. Obviously, it's it's nice around here.
Eamon's like sweating in his white shirt and waistcoat,
sweating like he's at confession.
He's like, it's been a while, Father.
Yes, please follow me through, and he takes you back round to the front of the house. You go back in through that front door, back into the hall, and next to the stairs, actually, you can see there is a little telephone table there with a telephone. He says, "Yes, please feel free to call if you desire. But as you're going to be with us for a while, actually, Rosemary," and you hear a voice going, "Yes." He says, "We got some guests here." She goes, "Oh yes, of course, coming through." And the door that you saw Veronica in earlier opens again, and you see another woman standing there, and she's dressed in a traditional kind of maid's outfit. She's quite tall and say a bit wiry, and she's got curly black hair, but it's held in a very neat bun. And she's got this like big smile, ear to ear, and she's just kind of looking at you in a bit like doesn't seem to blink too much, but she's just smiling. She goes, "Ah, yes, our guests. Pleasure to meet you both. I assume Mr. Wayland told me that you might be hanging around for a bit. Was wondering if you would like any refreshments at all while you're with us.
Well, that would be if you have any sweet tea.
Yes, of course. And for you, sir?
Just water would be grand for me.
Yes, you'd
Perfect.
think I'd want proper English tea, but I've grown accustomed to the tea over here, which is very sweet, full of sugar, but I quite like it.
Yes, of course. I'll be with you in a minute then. And she just kind of backs off through that door.
How old would you say she looks to us?
She looks to be...
Like, does she look like she could be Jeremiah's wife? Like, is she like similar age to Jeremiah, or is she like... Because Jeremiah referred to we...
He said his wife was called Rosie.
Rosemary.
Yeah,
they look similar. She looks to be early 50s.
Okay. Wait, did he actually name her as Rose? No, I know that he said that... Sorry. I know that as a maid, her name is Rosemary. Do we know... Did Jeremiah name what his wife was called? Yes.
In the garage. Yes.
Okay, sorry.
He said that him and Rosemary had worked for the Waylands for many years.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Jeremiah, yes, please, if you'd like to, please feel free to use the telephone, and feel free. The master will be in the lounge, or which is through, and there's the door to the right of the one that Rosemary has just come through. He says, if you go through that door and then take another right, you will be in the lounge, and feel free to. I'm sure the master would love to see you. You go through the dining room there, as you do. But feel free to make a phone call, and I have a few things to do, so I'm sure we will catch up momentarily. So if you'll excuse me. And he goes off.
Jeremiah, sorry, very quickly before you shoot off. You don't happen to have a spare like rag or something? I got oil, on my pants and.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
I don't want to go and get your nice dining.
No, it's fine. Of course. Yes. Well, actually, there is a washroom upstairs if you would like to go and try and clean up.
That'd be mighty kind of you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. But so the washroom is if you get to the top of the stairs, you curl around to the right, and it is directly behind you. Feel free to use that, but we would ask that you don't go in any of the other rooms, and please respect our privacy here upstairs.
Yeah,
but
of course.
Downstairs, fine. The washroom, of course, fine. But yes, the master and the miss would appreciate you not. Going in the other rooms.
Of course.
Anything else?
No, sorry, Jeremiah. That's everything. Thank you so much.
No, perfect. Good. So if you'll excuse me, I just got a few things. I might see if there's anything in the basement. There might be something there that could help you out. So you'll excuse me. And he turns around and goes under the stairs, effectively. And there's a door there. And he opens the door and turns on a light and then goes down the stairs and kind of closes it behind him.
Never to be seen again. Cool. Okay, yeah. Let's head over to the telephone and do that first.
Yes.
Reggie, shall I call the lads first, or?
Yeah. You call your boys. I'll make small talk in the lounge, I guess.
Oh, okay. And
Grant, do you need? I'm just gonna.
No, I wasn't sure if you wanted to call anyone as well.
I call you when I want to drink, and you're here.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So I'll pick up the phone and ring.
Operator.
Hi. Yeah. Can you? How's your day going?
Going swell, thanks. How about you?
Yeah, good. No, I mean, I've had better days. Car ran out of gas. And
sorry, sir. I gotta connect you. I get paid by the connections.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Could you put me through to the university library? Not the university. No, I'm gonna ask for where I know that the like head office is for my
Arkham University head office.
Well, no. Out of character. I'm trying to call. I'm trying to call the lads, and I imagine they don't work at the university. I imagine the bar that I bartend at is like not in the university, but like close to it. but like obviously I wouldn't be able to refer to it as a bar because it's like a speakeasy. So like, but I like.
What is it? What is its front?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because surely you just ring the front, wouldn't you?
Yeah, okay, it's a bookstore. The front is a bookstore. That is absolutely how it works. Okay, sorry. Yes, cool. Thank you. Yeah, hi, operator. Yeah, could you put me through to the
Rosie's Books?
The Rosie's Books. Yeah, thanks. Thanks,
Rosie's
Richie.
Books, Arkham. Yeah, come right up, and you hear, and the voice goes, "Hey, it's Rosie's Books."
Hi. Hey, it's
Hey, Eamon, that you?
Eamon. Yeah, Eamon. Yeah.
Hey, Eamon. What's going on?
Yeah, we've ended up in a slight little bit of bother here.
Where you ringing from? You better not be ringing from no cell. You had one job, Eamon.
Yeah, the job has been done.
Good. Alright, that's nice.
Job's a good one. And your lads have got the goods, and the other lads have got the other goods. If you catch my drift.
It's beautiful. So why are you ringing? Wind your back.
The car ran out of gas on. We were taking this faster shortcut down the back roads, and we ran out of gas, and now we're stuck at this Wayland Manor place, and so gonna be a bit late with that car, and I just wanted you to know that we definitely haven't scarped it or anything. We genuinely are stuck here. B, do you have anyone who could send someone with some gas out to us?
Yeah, sure, we could do that. But you know, Eamon, this ain't gonna go down well with the boys. Yeah, it's gonna cost you.
Yeah, but it's not my fault. Come on, I mean, like, just following orders, and like, I only got.
Yeah, Eamon, if you were following orders, you'd have done a job. Why you got? Now we got to dig you out. Yeah, but now you're stuck out with the boss's car in the middle of nowhere.
Why you gotta be like this? You know,
I'm busting your balls, Eamon, because you need your balls busted. But this is not the material that we want to be. This is not the kind of entrepreneurial spirit that we would expect. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to be an entrepreneur. I'm very happy just being a bartender. I picked this up as to lend a hand.
Well, maybe you should think about the hands you're using for these things, Eamon. You know, you're putting us in a disrepute. But the more things that the things like these happen, the more chance the boy's getting caught. So you need to be more careful.
Yeah, but come on, you can put in a good word for me. You can let the boss know that it wasn't my fault, right?
You hear a voice being like, "Hey, Mickey, what's going on?" I was like, "Don't worry, it's just Eamon on the phone." What's Eamon doing on the phone? Oh, he's calling because he's got himself stuck. Needs help. What is he? That son of a bitch. What's he doing?
Can I try and like charm him to be like, put in a good word, like, don't like.
Yeah, you could try charm. I'm opposing you though. I've got opposed bullshit rolls. Yeah, just give me a regular success.
That is 43.
That better be. I think that's regular based on you got like 60 charm.
I have 80 charm.
Oh bloody hell!
It is.
Good lord.
It's just off a. But you know what? No, yeah. It's a regular success.
Right, Eamon, because you gave me those extra drinks that time. Well, I'll sort something out, and I'll keep it out of the boss's keep it out of the boss's ear. But you'll owe us.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so you're Wayland Estate.
Yeah.
How do you get there?
I got directions from Jeremiah. It says left at the. No, right into the woods. Jeremiah's the butler here.
It's got a butler. That's fancy.
Yeah, it's fancy.
Maybe we'll scope it out. Oh la la. Mr. Hoity-toity, don't get ideas above your station, Eamon.
They seem like nice folks, though,
Well, nice folks got a lot of nice things.
Alright, so the butler said we go right on the like.
You go right.
The woods.
Yep.
And then it's just down there, and it's
down there.
Wayland Estate.
Wayland Estate, perfect. Okay, I'll get someone out there. I don't know how long it'll be. A couple of hours, who knows? But we'll see what we can do.
Cheers.
All right, see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I put the phone down.
Cool. As you do put the phone down, you notice. Well, actually, sorry. While I was having that conversation, Reginald, did you sit around, or had you gone through to the lounge?
Sit around, listen to Eamon babble on with his employer. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, Rosaline, who owns the bookstore, is a good woman. But yeah, she's on hard times. Hence the front. But no, don't have time for that banal chit chat. No, take me to the lounge. That's where I'll be, making small talk about the occult.
As you go, you have to go through that door on the right, and actually you enter a dining room. And this is very, it's ornately, what's the word I'm looking for? Decorated? It's not quite decorated, but yes, that, exactly. And there's pastel blue paneling across the room. It makes it look nice and bright and cheery. There are large mirrors all around the room that give it the illusion of being much larger than it is. And you notice there's a long dining table in there with space for 22 diners. And it's fully set with fine plates. There's soup bowls and there's cutlery. And there's 3 large candlesticks that are positioned along the table with well-stocked bread bowls kind of sat between them. And the candles look like they've just been lit there. And there's a sideboard that kind of runs along the east wall there next to the window. You can see on the sideboard there are a couple of like different little animal sculptures there, and there's one that kind of is a bit bigger than the others that looks like an ox that is facing out of the window.
Shall I
Can
have
you
a
make me
closer
a
look?
yeah? Can you make me a spot hidden just in general, please?
Yeah. Okay. That is not good. That'll be a 97.
What's your spot hidden? It's like 70, isn't it? It's quite high.
65.
Okay, it's above 50, so that's not a fumble. If your spot hidden was below 50, that would have been a fumble. Do you want to push the roll, or are you happy?
Let's push the roll.
It's not. Yeah,
let's push
fine.
the roll.
So how are you pushing the roll? And I guess really this is more looking at the table. So you're looking at the table.
Well, I think my glass is a little grubby, so I'm just gonna. I was trying to take close. I can't. I took them off, and I just take them off and clean them a little on my jacket fabric, and then put them back on.
Okay.
So
So roll. Yeah.
There's a 58, so I'm definitely within.
So you notice, looking at the table and everything, the candles that have been lit don't look like they're burning, but they don't look like they're burning down. But you might be like, well, they've just been lit, so that might be why they don't seem to be. But yeah, they don't really seem to be burning.
So do they look like new candles, or do they look like they've previously been burned, but then they're just not?
They
going
look
down
like
now?
New candles, and they look like they have, but they say they look like they've just been lit, but they look new.
So I can't see like wax pooling or melting.
Nope.
Oh, interesting.
No, you can't.
It must be one of those new fandangled electricity-based candles.
Yes,
with the bulbs in them, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, if there's nothing else worth looking at in this ornate room, I'll move on to the lounge.
Yeah, indeed. Yes, the lounge. So you enter the lounge through those double doors. I think it's double doors there. Yes, double doors. And you notice this, again, is very nicely furnished too. It's got white panel walls, so it looks very bright. You can see the window that you saw from the veranda there, and you see the bust that's still on there too. It's on a white plinth, and it's kind of black, the bust, but it is facing out of the house through that window too. There is a piano in the northwest corner. There's 4 sofas in the middle of the room around like a coffee table, and there is a cigar sat in a little ashtray that's smoking there too. The fire is lit in the fireplace, and it's really roaring there. And you notice there are 5 large portraits around the room. You notice one of Augustus with a woman. You see the same woman in a white ball gown, and it's the largest painting that is above the fireplace. You see Augustus with a child that really looks familiar, and you assume that must be Veronica. And then you see a portrait of Veronica in a university graduation gown, and she's holding a diploma. Can you make me an intelligence check as well, as you look at the fire?
Oh. 2.
It's interesting because there's a fire lit in here, but you don't recall seeing any smoke from the chimneys.
A smokeless fire. Do I... What university is the Veronica's graduation portrait from? Can I tell?
I think it would probably be Harvard.
Harvard. My alma mater. Perhaps I knew her.
So you
so
see Augustus is sat. He's sat on one of the sofas reading a book, and Veronica is in here as well, and she's playing the piano, actually, in the corner.
What is she playing?
She's playing some Mozart, actually. A bit of Mozart. She's got some sheet music there.
Shall I come in and sit down next to her and attempt a little duet?
As you enter the room, Augustus looks up from his book and goes, Reginald, was it? Nice to see. I assume you had no success with the gas.
No success, unfortunately. We even tried to siphon some out of your fine Rolls Royce, but alas. So we've made use of your telephone. We've called up, Eamon's called some of his colleagues to come and help us out. But I couldn't help but notice Jeremiah said you were celebrating a great success tonight to do with some sort of ceremony, and I've studied that a fair amount myself. I'm a librarian by trade, so books is what I delve into.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah said it might be worth having a little chat with you, seeing as we're going to be here for a few hours. I hope you don't mind.
No, of course. No, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, feel free. I'm sure if you're still here when the party kicks off, then you're very welcome to join us for dinner. Yes, as we're saying, and Veronica, she shifts into playing the Moonlight Sonata there. He goes, well, yes, Veronica is following my footsteps and attempting the Abramelin operation, which is a means of contacting your guardian angel. It's a long process that requires utmost focus and prayer and consultation of religious texts. And by the end of it, you can contact a guardian angel, and you can bind demons that would interfere with your life and access great powers. So yeah, she's going to be attempting that. I myself have attempted it in the past and failed, but I have every hope that she will be able to carry on and perform it successfully where I was not able to.
That is very fascinating. I've read about that in some of my many books at the library. I mean,
would you like to make me an occult check to see if you do know about the Abramelin operation, or Abramelin? Sorry, not Abramelin.
Abramelin. Yeah, 11. I
nice.
think I do know.
Yeah, so
yes.
he's what he's saying is true. It was a book written by Abraham of. I do have it here.
The Abraham.
Not quite that Abraham. It's a different one. So it's a ritual from. It's a 15th century grimoire written by Abraham of Worms. From Worms, Germany, and as he said, the book, the focus of it is it's this long ritual where you basically have to. It's very intense and strict on how you carry it out. You have to sit for a long time in prayer and consultation of medical texts, and if you are successful, then you can. As I say, contact a guardian angel. And once you've contacted the guardian angel, you can then bind demons that would interfere with your life. And you can then, after that, write these magic squares that you can use to basically do powerful things like flight, transmutation. Like these squares, if you're successful in this, will grant you great powers.
So, you say you've tried the the knowledge about the Book of Abramelin, the book is that. So you say the Book of Abraham, whatever.
Yes.
Do I know about that, or has he? Are we discussing it, or I just know what he's talking about?
You know what he's talking about, and it's the book of the sacred magic of Abramelin the Mage. Was the book, and you know that this was something that was practiced by Aleister Crowley as well, and those of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Like this is quite in the occult circles. It's quite well known as a thing to do.
Nice. I've got this. Wouldn't it be great if there was someone who could hear you, watching over you? Have you? Yeah. So you said you tried this ritual before.
Yes, I did. I tried it. I tried it. I got all the way through, but I failed. I can't. What?
Well, I wouldn't call it a failure. I wouldn't call it a failure if you'd.
And you look for a second. He looks confused as he says, I followed all the steps. I did it, and just he kind of trails off for a second.
Yeah, I mean,
and stares past you.
Mr. Whalen,
I have my utmost faith in Veronica.
Yeah, Mr. Whalen, I'd say you're actually quite lucky that you didn't turn mad or anything from trying that ritual and it not going the way you planned. I'd say you're quite lucky. It's I've heard it's from the book of, you say, Abraham of Worms. Obviously, wrote this tome that the ritual's from. I've read a lot about it, and I've heard that people lose their minds trying to understand this book and trying some of the rituals, and there have
been a few translations, and I think these things have it's about finding the right book, because you don't know how many of these are charlatans doing that. I've spent a lot of my life trying to understand and find the real proper text.
I'm not sure what's in those pages myself personally. I've never read a copy, but I've heard that people, we read a copy and it goes wrong, you go mad, people have disappeared, or far worse, whatever's in those pages sometimes, you just got to be careful.
These great powers come at great risk, but the great rewards are something else. And Veronica will definitely, I'm so proud of her following my footsteps, but I'm sure she'll be able to do it.
I mean, I'll agree with you there. As a librarian surrounded by books, knowledge is power. I'd agree with that, but
yes,
but at what cost does this power come at? Well, I think, if you're willing to pay, then that'd be fascinating to see.
Yes,
if you'd have us stick around.
I think you sound like a man who have similar interests.
No. So what would you say to your guardian angel if the ritual had been successful? Or what would you like to say to them? I've always wanted.
That'll be, that'll be. I was doing it between. I think I'll keep that between me and the angel.
No, of course, but if you ever do feel lost, just try reaching out to them anyway. You never know; they might still be listening, even if you don't think it's not worked. I often heard they can lead you out of the darkest places. I say,
wise advice. I think I would have liked some proof of it, but what? I did it all. What happened?
Do you happen to...
And he stares off to the distance.
Maybe I can assist. I've got obviously some knowledge of the occult. I'm a well-experienced librarian at going through tomes and accounting for everything. if you'd like my expertise, it's available to you while
That's
while
very
we're
kind.
here.
Thank you. Yeah, the process takes many months, so I don't anticipate you'll be here for the whole thing. But I appreciate
No.
your uh, your willingness to look.
Well, I mean, how else? I mean, you've given us hospitality. How else can we play? I mean, I'm happy to come back and visit and assist in ever. This is fascinating. I've not seen anyone attempt this before, and I spend my life reading about it. To see it in action would be a great honor.
Well, as you know, it's very strict and rigorous. So, as much as I understand your willingness to come and visit once the operation is underway, the house must be uh, a very tightly knit unit. We can't have any
Un-
outside interference. It's very strict and rigorous in how we do it.
Understandable. I
Mm.
appreciate being part of just tonight. It's one of the
Well,
opportunities to
yes,
speak to you.
we can give Veronica the best send off that she could possibly ever ask for. And with
Right.
that, we'll cut back to
I was gonna say, at
Eamon.
that point, I just walk in the room. No, I'm joking.
Well, as Eamon hangs up the phone, I guess from the conversation, just kind of you've had your balls busted a little bit. Rosemary is just stood there next to you with a tray. She goes, your water, sir."
Hey,
You
thank
didn't really
you.
hear her approach either. She just kind of was there. She's just there.
Yeah, I look a bit startled as I turn around and she's just there with the tray and the water and the iced tea and yeah, I pick up the. I assume it's got both on.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. I pick up the water and I say, uh, "Thank you, miss." And then I
Very welcome.
drink it in one go and then put an empty glass back on the table, back on the tray.
Yeah, she looks kind of unblinkingly at you and smiles and goes, "Well, that was yeah. You must be thirsty. Would you like another one?"
No, I'm fine, thanks,
Okay,
miss.
perfect. Would you like to join the others in the lounge? They're just conversing now.
I'm just gonna wash up first, if that's all right.
Oh, of course. Yes, perfect. Yeah, it's up the stairs, at the top of the stairs, and at the end of the hall, over the front door. That area.
Well, I thought it was up at the top of the stairs and then right behind me.
Oh, so as you get to the top of the stairs, you they curve around, turn right, go to the end of the hall, and it's there. I don't know if Jeremiah mustn't have explained it well enough.
Jeremiah said it was top of the stairs, to my right, and then behind me.
Well, he was wrong.
Oh,
Top of the
okay.
stairs, turn right, and at the end of the hall. And
End
it's
of the
there.
hall. Okay.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Can I do like a
Psychology?
I don't know, like version of an insight check? Like
Would
I
be
don't know
like
what that is.
psychology then, I
Oh
guess. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay. To see if like she's like, because I feel like I've been told two different things.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless I, as a player, am misremembering what Jeremiah said. I am. Oh Jesus. Okay, I've got a 10% chance of success,
That's fine. Yeah. Yeah.
and that is a 73. So
Cool. And so, what were
fail.
you trying to
I was
do
trying
with that
to.
psychology roll?
I was trying to assess who was like. I feel like I've been given two explicit different instructions,
Mm,
and I think at the minute my character, I think, trusts Jeremiah more than this, like,
then Rosemary.
slightly, than
Yeah. Yeah.
Rosemary. And so between those two is leaning towards following Jeremiah's instructions.
Okay.
I think this psychology test was to be like, is that the right take on
Yeah,
things?
you're unsure. I think you couldn't get a read on her with it, whether it was anything malicious or
Yeah. I
it
generally
was.
feel a little unnerved by her, so I'm going to be like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. And I'm going to, like, go upstairs and wait for her to go out of sight.
As she stands there kind of watching you as you turn around and go up the stairs. Just up there, she says, and points up. And then into the hall.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk until I'm out of sight.
Yeah, cool.
and then I'm gonna like try and stealth backwards to follow Jeremiah's original instructions.
Hey, fine. Yeah, fine.
Like I'm really creeped out by her like watching me.
Yeah, and as you get outside. Fine.
Do you need me to roll a stealth check, or are you?
Yeah, roll a stealth.
Okay, that's better. 34. Oh, which is a
hard?
Very good. It beats half. Yeah, a hard success.
A hard success. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you are silent as a cat.
I'm following Jeremiah's original instructions for where the washroom is.
And what do you think Jeremiah said with the original instructions?
As a player,
yeah,
obviously, as a character, I would have literally just heard them because they were just after my phone call.
Yeah.
As a player, we've obviously
we've done some other stuff.
A greater time has passed.
Yeah.
As far as a player, I recall, there was like right at the top of the steps. Was it or left? I can't remember. It was like he was like, it's right behind you. Is the bit that I remember.
Yeah, fine. And so if you look at the
if you look at the map.
If you look at the map.
Oh yeah, sorry, I wasn't looking at the map. Yeah, okay.
No, it's fine. On the second floor plan.
Yes.
You see where at the top of the stairs is. It curves round, and then end of the hall.
So, like, literally on my left would be a bedroom. Oh right, okay. So like walk back along the stairway. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, so it is right behind me. So they were the same instructions.
Yeah, just different people. Just yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, have I done something wrong here? I thought I gave the same instructions, but don't worry about it.
I feel very unnerved by her. Okay, cool. Yeah, I go to the washroom and I just like wash my hands and if there are bits of oil and like brush down my trousers to make sure I don't want to get oil on the house. Like
no, it's so as you enter the bathroom, it's really nicely decorated. There's a toilet, sink, and a bathtub, and they look expensive and immaculately clean. And to the right, as you get in the entrance of the bathroom, there's those two windows there. But they're right. There's a spiral staircase that leads. It's a door, in fact, that leads to a spiral staircase
in the bathroom.
There. Yes, that you.
There is another door.
Leads up to the cupola.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, you can wash up in here.
Cool. Yeah, I'll wash up.
Nicely.
I will. I assume, like, if I've got any oil stains on me, or like, I assume that I get one of their like beautiful towels, like very dirty, and so I'm going to guiltily walk around with this towel because I'm like, I can't leave it here. So I'm gonna take that, and like, I don't hear anything coming from upstairs as I'm like. Is it a bit weird? It feels a bit weird to have I'm assuming this isn't common. To have a spiral staircase going up to like a sky room.
Yeah, it's unusual.
The bathroom.
It's unusual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm curious. I'm gonna put my ear to the locked door, see if I hear anything coming from up the stairs.
Which door? The one to the staircase.
Yeah, the door to the spiral staircase.
Do I hear anything? Yeah, fine.
Is that a listen check?
Yeah, make me a listen check.
Yeah, that is a success. 43.
Yeah, fine. You put your ear to the door and you hear a little something that sounds a bit like a scurrying. The scurrying gets a bit louder and louder. And then all of a sudden, there's a slam on the door on the other side. And you kind of step back.
Hello?
There's no response.
Can you hear me? Is anyone in there? Are you alright in there?
Start to hear something scratching. on the door.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you sound fine. You sound totally fine. And then I'm gonna take my towel that's covered in like oil stains now, and a bit of dirt, and quickly leave.
As you walk to the bathroom door, the door that you were listening at flies open. This is a systems test playthrough of the Saturnine Chalice from Dead Light and Other Dark Turns. A scenario for Call of Cthulhu 7th edition, featuring Jay as Eamon Macaulay, Pav as Reginald Miles, and Nick as the Keeper of the Arcane Lore. Join us next week for the next episode.